Good afternoon. I am excited to share with you how to reduce belly fat with protein. So what we're going to do is we're going to learn more about what protein does for the body so that you'll have a better understanding as to why you need to get more protein in the body. Once you understand that, these choices are going to be made much simpler for you. I was just looking at, it said that I could share my screen, but now I don't see it. So I'm probably going to have to read. But what I'm going to try to do is, if I can comment in here, I'm going to try to put it in here right now. I'm going to paste a link for the PDF that I'm going to be sharing from right now. So it says it's posting. And if you would like to click that open, you'll see the things that I'm going to talk about today. Good. Looks like it went. So with that said, we're going to talk about reducing belly fat by becoming protein focused. Today's subject in particular is about muscle tissue. I'm also going to see if I can see anyone commenting. So I'm going to be looking for that as well. All right, muscle tissue. Now, most of us don't really pay much attention to how much tissue we have, whether our tissue is healthy or not healthy. So when I say muscle tissue, I like to talk tissue because if you were to walk in here and look at the 5 main ladies that I may have in here every week, they're not going to look muscular to you. But I'm telling you right now, they can lift more weight than most women in their entire age group. And that's so having muscle tissue is not about looks. It's about the strength of your body. It's about how much muscle and how much body fat in that composition you have. Okay, we want a fair amount of muscle tissue. So here we go. We're going to talk about why do we need the muscle tissue, okay? So number one, muscles move our bones, and our bones are what we want to stay strong, and in order for them to be strong, we need our muscles to be strong to hold them up. The muscles hold our skeleton up while we're standing and walking. Our muscle tissue emits healthy hormones, and it also helps bring good feeling dopamine into the picture. So we're going to talk about reason number one is our body consumes protein and breaks down the proteins into amino acids that the body uses for everything. Just about everything your body does, it needs some sort of an amino acid or an enzyme. Enzymes are also can be amino acids, okay? So knowing that every single process your body has and needs to do requires some sort of an amino acid, that's enough reason right there to be getting more protein focused, okay? More protein in your diet. When we're having proteins fluctuating through our body, the most important task is going to get that protein first. So if for some reason you are fighting a bug, if you have a very serious illness, let's say you have cancer or something like this, that protein that you do have circulating is going to go to fight those things. It's not going to go to build muscle. It's not going to go to repair muscle. It's going to first go to the most important tasks, no matter what. Even if you're not sick, our amino acids are still going to go to the most important tasks, which is keeping your major organs running smoothly or as smoothly as it can. So I want you to remember that. So while you might be getting minimum protein, that minimum protein might be barely hanging on to your very life-giving tasks inside the body, okay? So once we are getting enough protein for that, then we have protein to repair muscle, then we have protein to build muscle, and maintain the muscle that we do have. So that's the number one thing that I want you to remember is that you need to get the proteins in the body for regular life-giving behaviors, and then we need it to maintain, grow, and repair muscle mass, okay? Number two is protein plays a key role in maintaining our fluid balance, all right? Fluid balance, all right. So it looks good over here. And our pH balance. So your muscle tissue is about 70% water, okay? If you're not getting fluid in there, you're not going to be flushing in the proteins in there. So make sure that you're getting enough protein to balance the water levels in your body, your pH balance, your electrolytes, we'll call it, okay? And whenever I have people that start to cramp up, one of the first things that I notice, especially if there's different areas in the body cramping, has more to do with the fact that they are lacking some water, okay? That's usually a pretty big thing that I see often, especially in this time of year. So with that said, number 3 is pretty important. This is something that I learned in my research of this particular year. Insulin is made up of amino acids. Matter of fact, in order to make one long chain of insulin, one molecule, it needs 51 amino acids to make that insulin molecule. Now, if you think about it, right now our country is struggling with insulin resistance, okay? So pretty soon, when someone doesn't fix the insulin resistance by fixing their eating habits, their body starts to stop making insulin, okay? If you have more proteins floating in your body's going to have all that it needs to make the insulin. Okay, that's 51 amino acids in one insulin molecule. So these things you can all go and research yourself. I find this very, very interesting. But just remember, insulin is what helps to push our carbohydrate into the muscle cells. Okay, and we really need that. In order to power through our day, we need muscle tissue and we need it to be healthy. All right. Consuming adequate protein actually stimulates muscle protein synthesis, okay? So stimulating protein synthesis, we need something to tell our body to do this process. And this protein synthesis is where our body goes in and breaks down the proteins into amino acids and goes out and does all the other processes our body needs, okay? Especially the rebuild and repair. So getting protein in the morning, and this I can tell you I have proven with myself and with my clients. When I ask my clients to get 30 to 50 grams in the morning and 30 to 50 grams at lunchtime, their entire day and their entire body just starts processing better all the way around. I first started that with my ladies many years ago. When I first learned about this study in particular, getting 30 to 50 in the morning and 30 to 50 in the early afternoon, I started asking my ladies to do it. And as a trainer, you can see the body changing as they go. It's very, very wonderful. Number 5 is super important. I put this in here with the muscle tissue because that's the first thing that's going to go if you get sick. If you have the flu for 2 weeks, if you get a little cold and you're just under the weather, if you get something like cancer or any other illness that can just take you down, your immune system needs to have proteins for fuel. I can say that I have witnessed someone having lots of muscle tissue available coming down with a severe illness. That immune system has a bank account to pull from, and therefore the immune system can get healthy faster, and then we go back and rebuild that muscle tissue that got taken away from the immune system, okay? So remember, your muscle tissue is a bank account for your immune system, and you want to have it built up, okay? Next. Adequate protein intake reduces soreness post-workout. That is something else I can attest to. As long as everybody walks out my door and they have a protein shake or at least some form of protein after the workout, muscle soreness is almost nil. Okay, almost nil. This next one is one of my favorites. It promotes favorable nutrient partitioning. So what does that actually mean? It means when you're getting nutrients in the body, if you have plenty of amino acids floating around, you have the processes in place to put the nutrients into the muscle tissue instead of into fat storage. Okay, so who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want that? I liken that to metabolic flexibility, which it could be very much the same thing, but metabolic flexibility is the other end of that, where whenever we're going to use energy, does our body know how to grab it from fat when it needs to, and does it know how to grab it from glucose stores when it needs to? Okay, so those two things would be super sharp and super desired to have going on in your body if you want to be efficient. All right, number 8, helps muscle have less fat striating. I don't know how to say that for sure, but so our muscle tissue, it can have fat marbled into it, okay, marbled into it. That means our muscle tissue is not going to be quite as heavy, all right? I'm going to check to see what's going on over here. Got you. Carrie. So how much protein after workout? I kind of, with my ladies, what I tell them, and most of my ladies are midlife ladies, okay, but even when they're not, it still works out well, is at least 30 grams, okay? So at least 30 grams of protein has worked wonders for years. So I've been in this building for 9 years, and it's been working wonderful for 9 years for my ladies. So depending on the kind of workout they did, if they did a strength training, I'd like them to have a little bit of carbohydrate because that will spark muscle growth. It actually will stop the anabolic process or catabolic process and turn it into anabolic. So that's a whole nother subject down on strength training, but you will always benefit from protein and a little carbohydrate after a workout. So with that said, the fat, the muscle striating through the fat, okay? Being sedentary can make that happen. Not getting enough protein in your diet can make that happen. And having advanced sarcopenia can make that happen. That's more fat infiltration into the muscle tissue. Sarcopenia, if you've heard of it, all sarcopenia is something we're all going to have. Once we hit about 30 years of age and we keep going past 30, we're all in a state of sarcopenia. Whether it's going fast or slow depends on how you're fueling your body, okay? So when I say advanced sarcopenia, that would be for people who are not fueling their body well, and therefore some of the energy needs that their body is experiencing every day that they're not getting enough calories for will be taken from your muscle stores. And that means your muscle is disappearing faster, so sarcopenia is happening faster, okay? So sarcopenia makes it sound like a real scary thing, but it's actually very natural and going to happen whether we want it to or not. Unless we actually strength train to prevent it. So with that said, there is a link. If you download the PDF, there is a link in there to the Breakfast Meals for Muscle. It has, I believe, at least 20 grams of protein in each of those. They're simple, they're short. I believe there are 5 ingredients or less, and that would be, for me, that's what I need. I need simple, 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 but I need variety. So I put that in there for you as a freebie, something to look toward. Today's subject on muscle, to me, I'm not going to say it's boring, but it's not as exciting as the next couple, because the next couple things are going to be pretty exciting for you to figure out or to hear about why proteins affect and can help menopause and the munchies. So that's what I'm excited about. And then again, if you watch this as the replay, you can hashtag replay. You can ask any questions in here. I'm going to keep an eye on this comment section. You can email me. I want to make sure that I answer any questions that you may have. And we'll go with that. So I will see you tomorrow for menopause, how to reduce belly fat using protein or becoming protein focused during menopause, even perimenopause. All right, so have a great day, and I will see you soon.